While emphasizing that the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis had been stabilized and is being properly managed, Prime Minister Dr Terrance Drew revealed that the bank had defaulted on a loan taken from Social Security. Speaking on issues, St. Kitts Nevis aired on Freedom FM 106.5 and hosted by Jamela McPhail. Prime Minister Drew said the bank owed Social Security almost $120 million.
The Development Bank owes Social Security $119 million, $921,959.78. 119 million, almost 120 million, owed to the Social Security. None of this money was borrowed under the new administration. This is what we met. The last month that the former administration paid any money to Social Security for this enormous loan. Remember, the Social Security's money belonged to the people. This is where the people save for their retirement. This is governed by legislation. 119 million, almost 120 million dollars to Social Security alone. I'm not talking about Development Bank loans with National Bank. They are loans with the government itself. But it's okay to have a loan. That is not even the bad part. The bad part is the last time any money was paid to Social Security under the former administration was January 2022, and the amount paid was a meager $200,000.
According to the Prime Minister, records show that the bank's payments to Social Security had always been low and haphazard. Since taking office and stabilizing the bank, the Prime Minister said payments have restarted, although not to the required level.
And so we are doing everything to make sure we get back that money to Social Security. We cannot afford for the bank to fail. We cannot afford for Social Security to lose maybe 1/10 of its money through one loan. That cannot happen. And therefore, we are determined to do everything in our power to continue to stabilize Development Bank, to make sure it services its loan, the loan it has with Social Security, so that people can have money when they're called, when Social Security is called upon, according to what their benefits should be. This is a very, very serious matter. And this has nothing to do with the money that Development Bank owes the National Bank. Has nothing to do with the money that Development Bank owes the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and other places. So the Development Bank was almost operating like a mafia institution, taking money left, right, and center, and not paying. And because they think Social Security, which also came under the Minister of Finance then, me too, it's under me as well, and the National Bank came under the Minister of Finance. The Development Bank came under the Minister of Finance. And that is why we said we should never have nepotism.
Prime Minister Drew said when the Labour administration took office, the Development Bank was on the verge of collapse and steps had to be taken quickly to stabilize the bank. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.